Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel for another interesting review. Thanks for watching, this time with another Zwickel from Oberfranken. This one is from Brauhaus zum Sternla in the beer hometown Bamberg. Bamberg is definitely the town with most breweries in Oberfranken, so this is one of those breweries, and it's quite new brewery, so I don't have any information in it from my books. Thanks also to my friend Mikael, who did send it to me, so I can try it here on the channel. And it's the Zwickel. They also have a Märzen and an export, but I prefer the Zwickel comparing to those two other beer styles, so that's why I'm having the Zwickel. And it comes in this 1 liter bottle. I really love the 1 liter bottle because you get the beer very fresh, poured by hand from the brewery. And the bottle shape is also very interesting. I haven't been having or seeing any bottles with this shape before. A 1 liter bottle with this very special bottle shape. I think this brewery might be the only brewery that is using this bottle shapes. But here you see Brauhaus zum Sternla, and that it's a Zwickel, and some information right here, and a Bügelverschluss, of course, with this Brauhaus zum Sternla Zwickel. And the information is Bambergs älteste Wirtshaus seit 1380, Brauhaus zum Sternla seit 2019. So, information is that the Gasthof is Bamberg's oldest Gasthof. It was founded in 1380, and the brewery was founded in 2019. 1 liter Brauhaus zum Sternla, Lange Straße 46 96047 Bamberg. Zwickel, Zutaten: Brauwasser, Gerstenmalz, Hopfen, Hefe, alcohol content 4.8% volume. And I'm gonna give you some information that I found on this brewer's website, which I'll link to in the description box below. But first I'll open up, plop this bottle up and pour it up so we can let the foam sink down. Meanwhile, I'm gonna give you the information. So let's plop up this bottle of Brauhaus zum Sternla Zwickel. Very interesting moment this. There we have the plop, very loud plop, which is of course a quality sign that it hasn't been unfresh, or that it hasn't been staying too long, which is especially important on this beer style because it's unfiltered. So very much foam, also a sign of that it's fresh, of course. And of course I think the bottle shape is helping to create this much foam, because as you can see with the bottle shape, it's quite hard to pour up without creating very big foam head. Meanwhile, while we let the foam sink down, I'm gonna give you some information about this brewery that I found on the brewer's website. 1380, more than a number, the property at Lange Straße 46 became the property of the city of Bamberg after 1500. In 1696, the court caster Tobias Munch acquired it together with the municipal shooting hut and the former councillor Hanschengarten, Lange Straße 48, for a price of 1,000 florins. Tobias Munch had to undertake to build a clean bourgeois house on the property since around 1772. There was an inn at Lange Straße 46. In 1857, the Zum Stern, today in Sternla. A compiled history of all owners and hosts goes back to the year the foundation stone was laid, to 1380. Various carters and hosts have shaped the history of the Sternlas over the decades. Among the owners was Rudolf Meisel from the brewery of the same name. That is, of course, Meisel Brauerei, from which I've been reviewing Meiselweisse. Even today, lamps with this historical reference adorn our Schwemme. Bamberg, the city of beer. In its heyday in the 19th century, Bamberg had 65 breweries and 22 beer cellars. At the present time, over 60 different types of beer are still brewed at 10 breweries. A brewery will be added in 2019. Uwe Steinmetz, initially leaseholder and owner since 2008, is converting the inn so that from autumn onwards your own beer can be brewed, tapped and finally drunk. That's of course sounding really interesting. Now let's take a look at this one. Very nice looking Zwickel and very pale for being a Zwickel. Easy to see through the this, I would say, but maybe not sure if it's filtered or not, because the unfiltered ones tend to be very cloudy. This one is a little bit, yeah, this one is quite cloudy, not very cloudy, but still a little bit. And of course the foam, which is so important, is very thick and nice, typical the way it should be. And you can see the many small bubbles also. Put this one right here like I usually do. So you can see and judge for yourselves small bubbles and the big thick white foam crown, which is so typical for the Franconian beers in my opinion, making it look really nice in every way. So of course it's one that I've been looking forward to a lot for several reasons, and big thanks of course to my friend Mikael Dresch, who did send this bottle to me so I could review it here on the channel. I suppose that it's only sold in the brewery, so it's quite hard to get hold of, but I still hope that you're going to visit the brewery's website and look for some information about it, because it gives really this nice, typical, genuine Franconian feeling that I really love so much. Mainly I prefer the older breweries because I want to get the old feeling of that exactly the same brew has been enjoyed by many for decades, but in this case it's old fashioned, I would say, so I make an exception. We could maybe pour up a little bit more. Like that, but of course it's going to take a while, because as you can see, it creates very much foam, and that's of course the way it should be on a Zwickel and on a Franconian beer. Very much foam is important. For several reasons, it releases the right aromas from the hops. If you pour it up fast and create much foam, it of course looks better. The foam also keeps the right taste in the glass and the beer if you keep the foam all the way through. There's many reasons for building up a nice thick white foam crown, and that's what I prefer to do. Meanwhile, as I said, the bottle shape is fantastic in my opinion. It really stands out among other ones. If you're having a 1 liter bottle, it's often the Maurer Flasche that is a little bit thick up here, but this one is standing out from the other ones in my opinion with this bottle shape. As you can see, Brauhaus zum Sternla, say 2019, and the Zwickel, which is really nice. Maybe pour up a little bit more of it. I think it should be possible. But yeah, there's no reason to rush. Actually, it should take its time to be poured up in the right way, this Zwickel. That's my opinion. People might think that it's boring to just sit and wait for the foam to sink down, but that's something that it can be worth, in my opinion, because the right flavor appears when you are pouring up in this way, in my opinion. Of course, people are having different opinions about that, but my opinion is very obvious. Pouring up and creating much foam is my philosophy, because of the taste picture that you're receiving while you are pouring it up very fast and creating very much foam. That's a big benefit that you're getting with pouring that up in this way. So we still have a lot of Zwickel left to pour up. Yeah, we'll just continue to wait for it to sink down. Looks very nice, of course, with a very big white foam crown. It can't be a too big foam crown, in my opinion. Often when you see the brewmaster pouring it up for tasting, it's this much beer, maybe this much beer, and the rest is foam. So this one isn't having much foam comparing to that. It's something that you should remember. But looking at it, maybe you can look better now how it looks. Very typical for the style Zwickel, looking very, very nice in my opinion. And the aroma, of course. Also very typical for the style. Oberfrankisches Zwickel, very, very fresh. Very well balanced, easy to feel that it's a Zwickel of high quality. That's important, of course. Yeah, now it's not that much left, so I think next time when I pour up, I think we're going to get the last out of the bottle, and after that it's time for the tasting part, my favorite part of the review, of course, when I'm allowed to try this really great, interesting ones from the small breweries in Oberfranken and Mittelfranken and Unterfranken, which is what I really like, those areas. Franconia is of course the place with most breweries, so that's what I like really much. Now there we have it, all of it, and now it's time for the Brauhaus zum Sternla Zwickel. Prost. Of course, very nice fresh Zwickel taste. Zwickel, which is a beer style that can be compared most to Kellerbier or maybe Zwickel coming from Oberpfalz. But Zwickel and Kellerbier is almost the same, I would say. This one is having a very fresh Zwickel taste. Very, very nice, high quality Zwickel, this one. Big recommendation, of course. For me as a lover of Zwickel, this is a very nice brew. I can say that already. Really, really positive and a recommendation. Of course, my expectations was really high, and I wasn't disappointed at all. So for me, I can only recommend this Brauhaus zum Sternla from Bamberg, of course. they are using the Franconian dialect Sternla on the name of their brewery, which is also quite fun. Still see the thick white foam crown right here, which is important to keep all the way through. Keeps the right taste in the glass. Very, very great. Yep. There is no doubt about that. This is a very great Zwickel. Big recommendation, of course. So please visit their website and give them some support, this brewery, because this Zwickel is tasting amazing in my opinion. It's really, really great. As I said, I really love to try the Zwickels from different breweries, so I really hope that you're knowing that I know what I speak about when I say that this Zwickel is a very good one. It have got the typical Zwickel taste, I would say, which is something that you're longing for really much. So really great. Yep, that's it. That's the Brauhaus zum Sternla Zwickel. As I used to say, hope you like my reviews, that you continue to follow my channel for more interesting Franconian beer reviews, and see you again in next Franconian beer review.